and the bad moments forever etched into cyber history for the entire world to see. Once something is online, it is extremely hard to get rid of it, and those images of you at a drunken dress-up party will be there haunting you every time someone Googles your name, potentially. So is there a way you can make it all go away? Paul Brislen thinks so. He joins me now. Paul, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Technology expert, so you will know. Now, the reason we're having this conversation is this Australian company has actually established, based on the fact that it will whitewash your history.
Yeah, good luck to them, I say, because it's pretty much impossible. Once it's out there, it's out.
So what they're essentially doing, this company, is it's saying, you sit down, they charge you, what, $450 or something to have a meeting with them. They say, what do you want people to find about you on the internet?
That's right. And then they try and make that happen. So what they do is work on the basis that nobody looks past the first page of results on Google. So if they can move you off the front page, job done. Nobody will ever find your dirty little secrets. Okay. However, it doesn't work like that.
So you're about to tell me that it's impossible for people to do this for themselves?
It really is. You can. The way Google works is it looks for stories that are linked to an awful lot. So people tend to link to stories that are a little bit salacious and have a little bit of gossip in them, and that means you've got to work quite hard to produce a lot of stories to get them off the front page.
But you do have some tips to help.
Well, yes.
So basically, if there's something on there, if you've Googled your own name and a picture of you naked with a iguana comes up, God, I actually want to see that picture now. But if that happens, the only way you're going to get rid of that is to put something else there that is more interesting.
That's right. That's even more interesting than the naked iguana. So you're in a world of trouble there to start off with. I think the iguana might be a step too far. But in effect, what you've got to do is try and be even more interesting to push that down the rankings and have it disappear.
Okay, so basically the first step you say is bury the bad news.
That's right. That's right. Come up with lots and lots of good news. And what this company's suggesting it'll do is just produce lots and lots of small stories about you and try and get them up to the top page of the ranking. Google takes a very dim view of this, and BMW a few years ago tried to do this and make itself the number one every time you search for a car.
Well, they were quite successful in doing it for a while.
They were. And then Google said, well, actually, you're playing games with our systems, so they took them off the internet. And you could Google BMW till you were blue in the face and couldn't find them.
No, because they actually
that is the way
paid the price. Yeah, because at one time, they were so successful at it, at one time, if you just put in the search engine used car, the first 750,000 entries were all BMWs.
That's right.
All right, the next thing you can do, so bury the bad news. So put lots of other stuff on there and hide the stuff you don't want people to see. Then there's the right to be forgotten.
Well, that's right. And this is what the European Union's come out with, which is you may have moved on in your life. Those drunken teenage pictures are no longer really all that relevant. If you're not a famous person or somebody with public interest, then you can contact Google and say, please have me removed from your search engines.
Now, that's not always going to be foolproof, is it? And they're not always going to say yes.
Well, sadly, what they tend to do is say yes to everybody. So the people who are using it at the moment are people who've been convicted of fraudulent crimes, pedophile crimes, things of this sort. So it's not really working the way they intended.
Okay, the easiest one, I suppose, of all is Wikipedia. I mean, if you don't like what someone said about you there, you can just go on and change it.
That's right, that's right. But Wikipedia is has a higher level in terms of you've got to actually provide some evidence. So, you've got to provide links to all the good stories and try and bury the bad stories that way. You can't just erase what's gone on because somebody will notice and put it back. Okay. You get into those edit wars that go on.
So to come full circle, if there is that picture of you naked with an iguana, the best suggestion you would
put
have?
Put it on a T-shirt and just own it, make it your brand.
No, I love it.
That's the way to do it.
I love it. And by the way, it wasn't an iguana, okay? That's all I'm saying. Brilliant. Paul Brislen, thank you very much for joining us. Technology expert Paul Brislen. So it's not so easy, Paulina, is it? Something nasty out there in your world of the interweb.